So, you want to learn how to master and become a pro at Decidueye and upgrade your gameplay from this. Decidueye is a Pokemon with great potential if played correctly. It can attack you from so far away without you even knowing that it's basically a sniper, but only if you know how to play it well. But no worries, because I'll make sure that you become an absolute pro on this Pokemon with these 3 simple tips, with the third tip being the most crucial to your success on this Pokemon. So starting with tip number 1, your build, your battle item, and your moveset. As of right now, the highest damage Spirit Shackle build you can have is Axle Bracer, Attack Weight, and Charging Charm. This gives you the big damage numbers and makes the enemies hate you because of how insane your damage is. For your battle item, it's an absolute must to have Eject button. This comes in so clutch to save your life from all the angry enemies trying to get you. And for your moveset, you want to use Spirit Shackle. And for your second move, it depends on the enemy team. If the enemies have a lot of Pokemon that can jump you and kill you like Leafeon and other speedsters, then 100% pick Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm allows you to push the enemies off of you when they come too close and try to kill you. However, if the enemy team has a lot of ranged Pokemon like Cinderace and other attackers, then pick Shadow Sneak. Shadow Sneak reveals enemies hiding in bushes, slows them, decreases their defenses allowing you to do more damage to them, and gives you a speed boost to help you keep your distance. Now on to tip number 2, enemy movement prediction and understanding. Have you ever had an enemy in your sights, and then they start zigging and zagging and doing the cha-cha slide?
Slide to the left, slide to the right.
Well, as you progressively make it through the game, you tend to learn and understand enemy movements and the way they play. So if you pay attention to the enemies, you can start predicting their movements to hit more shots. Also, you need to understand that sometimes you need to aim a bit ahead of the enemies, especially when sniping at longer distances, to make up for the time it takes your arrow to actually reach your enemy. Now, for tip number 3, the most important tip to mastering this Pokemon: spatial and positional awareness. What is the main problem with Decidueye? It dies so easily. However, the chances of this can be decreased and completely avoided by mastering this tip. If you shift your perspective using the screen panning, along with use of your mini-map, you can see different areas of the map even though you're not there. You can use this to gather information on the enemies, like their location and the amount of enemies, and position yourself accordingly, especially when you identify the enemies with the highest chances of killing you. You always want to position yourself behind your teammates, especially when you Unite move. This causes the enemies to have to go through your entire team to get to you. If you can master this, you can win so much more games on this Pokemon. However, it is recommended to avoid this Pokemon when the enemies have stuff like Leafeon, Talonflame, Meowscarada, and other counters to this Pokemon. So I recommend only using it in draft games where you can see what the enemies are picking. Now, when the pro players make Pokemon tutorials, all they do is explain the Pokemon moves,
every ability this Pokemon learns.
I will show you how the moveset of the Decidueye work.
We're going to get a nice build for what moves you should select, what items
they don't give the practical tips like positioning, like what I just gave you. So, if you want more of these types of tutorials,
all my wounds begin to howl. Wake me up, the time is now. Can you hear the drumming? There's a revolution coming.